What's up, everyone? Today I'm gonna take you guys on a little story time, something that can help a lot of you guys overcome the fear. I've went through so many different things in life, but one of the toughest times was with film studios, and I want to talk about it in today's video. It's gonna be a little long, but I think it's a great story to be told, and a lot of people can find positivity within this encounter that I faced. So we're gonna start out with the first studio. So in case you guys didn't know, I own a few film photo studios, and I'm actually opening up a new one. January 15, I get the keys, but by February 15, my goal is to have it up and running. So be on the lookout for that, and that's in Los Angeles. The first film photo studio that I released, I opened up, it wasn't supposed to be a peer space, a gigster. It was supposed to realistically be about me bringing in clients, shooting my own personal videos, learning lighting, just basically improving in my skills and having a place to do it, because my parents' backyard, there was only so much I could do before the wind started knocking out backdrops and whatnot. So that was my way to go about it. The expense on that was not bad at all. I was paying $2,000 a month for 2,000 square foot location. And you just can't get that price anymore, which is $1 square foot, which is kind of crazy. And I was able to afford it. I was living with my parents. So $2,000 a month was nothing, considering what I was making at the time. So it was very cool, it was very manageable. And as I released one of the tubes, I remember I had like the tubes hanging, and I released it to the public, it blew up overnight. I had so many directors in my DMs like, when are you gonna release it? This is that. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you wanna shoot here? And before you know it, people just started coming to my studio and just shooting in the different sets. I had like a locker room set. It went crazy. Like, it happened completely overnight. It got to the point within the first month, I had to decide, like, I need to get another place because I can't even shoot in this place. It's booked so much. It was like a crazy change in my life. So the studio went well, of course. I was making so much money. It was crazy. On top of that, I was still filming a lot of videos. So I was just like double stacking, right? Everything was cool and everything. Then I was like, you know what? Okay, I see what people love. I love this, but I also outgrew it because the ceilings weren't high and I wanted to improve in my filmmaking. So I was like, you know what, let me open up another studio. This one will be strictly for peer space, more business-wise, but I gotta fuck with every set because I want to shoot in these sets. I want these sets to be something that I'm proud of and I can use, bring my clients, film for YouTube content, etc. So the first one was $2,000, and the investment on that was about $16,000, $18,000, that all in to get the first one going. Again, I didn't know it was gonna be an investment. It was really supposed to be for me. I was investing in myself, but I didn't mean to have it be a business. Now, the second one, this is where it went crazy. This is where the story that I want to talk to you guys on. This second studio, I went from $2,000 a month to the second studio being $7,000 a month. And mind you, yes, I was making money, but, I just had expenses. And I was basically, if this studio didn't work out, I was going to have to kind of take on jobs I didn't want to take. It was gonna, the first studio was gonna kind of help out with that, but I was still gonna have to take on jobs in order for me to still be profitable and be good. But $7,000 a month is hefty. Now I'm going from $2,000 with $7,000. That's $9,000. The first was actually $2,000 for the space, but it was about $2,500 with electric bills and all that. So that's about $9,500 just like that overnight. I was still living with my dad, so I was able to take that risk, but $9,500, right? But let's just assume this one studio alone, $7,000. I was scared. First thing that I did is I was trying to reach out to, some homies. I'm like, hey man, great opportunity. Actually, before we get there, let's take it back a little further back. What's crazy is when the first studio blew up and it went crazy, I think 6 months in, I wanted to get a studio, and I found this place that I'm talking about, the second studio. But I just didn't have the money. It was $7,000 a month. And I remember looking at my bank account, and I'm like, first and last is $14,000 alone. I'm like, that's very hefty. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I think I had like $60,000 in my account, but it was a big space. So I was like, I just don't think I'm going to be able to make that happen. It's very risky right now. So, and I was mad because I was looking at the photos and I was like, this is a studio. It has so much potential, so many different rooms. It doesn't count in rooms. It was just, I was obsessed with it. 6 months later, I have the money. I have $100,000 in the bank account, and the studio still exists. I'm like, there's no way. So I go, and of course, they run everything, and I qualified, and it's time to sign the papers and stuff. But I was able to get one of my homies to invest in it with me. So, you know, 100 grand, that's what I had. Of course, this first studio was still making money. So as I was about to get into this studio was bringing revenue. I was still filmmaking. And we got the studio. Me and my homie went in on it. We wanted to go 50-50 on everything, but it was going to be 60-40. I was going to keep 10% more than what he was, because we were going to run the studio and whatnot. Within 3 days, we're 30 grand in. And he decided that he didn't want to be part of it anymore. Maybe money issues, because it was a lot. 30 grand in 2 days, I think it was. Like, I mean, first and last was, you know, 14,000. The arcade room was like about $15,000. That's not even getting paint, nothing. It was just the machines, the U-Haul. I mean, it just went crazy that within 3 days. We went 30 grand in, just like that. So he didn't want to do it no more. And, you know, me, as my father taught me, like, if someone walks away or anything like that, it's still on you. You know, you signed the place. You got to take care of it. You got to handle it. So just to cause no drama, I gave him back his money. And now I am in a 30 grand out of 100 grand. I'm down to 70 grand. And now I'm just like, okay, cool. I got to do it, right? So it's just your arcade. And then I go get the cop car. The cop car, it cost me $9,000. So now we're at $39,000, right? The paint this place is like 5,500 square feet. Imagine painting the whole damn place black. It was all white and that nasty coffee color, whatever it was just, I had to paint it all black because of the sets that I wanted to do. So just the paint was expensive as hell. Like, you just do not count these things when it's a big space. So we're probably like at $50,000. Christmas came around. I got in November. December came around. Obviously, the warehouse for the most part was empty. So I went ahead and decided to do a Christmas set in that moment. The Christmas set was about $2,000 with Christmas trees and all these things, right? I got a piano, and let's just say, by the time Christmas was over, we were hitting January, close to January. I remember this clearly. I was crying in my restroom. I was showering and I started crying, and I was just kind of remembering that moment. Like, it just feels like it was yesterday, like me just in the shower crying because I thought I let myself down. I think I made too much of a big leap. I should have took it slow and maybe gone 4,000 square foot. I shouldn't gone this big. And I remember going back to the studio the next day, and I remember just I think it was like, so the budget for this second studio was $60,000. I remember we were about $60,000 in, maybe $70,000 in at the moment. And mind you, it was only the arcade, the cop car, the paint, but that's pretty much it. There was kind of no set done after that. It was, and I already almost spent I already went over budget, and it was very sad. So I remember just kind of sitting down, just kind of like, fuck, I fucked up. Like, what was I thinking? And I remember having my boy Jose and John and my girl as well. But I remember John and Jose told me, like, you got this. Like, just get it done, man. You got this. And this place is big, right? 5,500 square feet. So I divided it into two spaces, the strip club casino, and then this old big warehouse that had a multi-set. But before the strip club and casino became a thing, I didn't even know what I was going to build there, by the way. I kind of went into this studio blindfolded. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I just knew it had potential, right? I was just thinking as a filmmaker, like, man, different sets, they don't counter each other. It was just like a big idea, and then I was like, my vision was on it. Like, I feel like it has so much potential. So I was sitting down, and they're like, you got this and that. And I'm just like, dude, like, I'm already, 70 grand in, and this studio, I don't even know what I'm gonna do here and whatnot. And before anything, I was trying to reach out to other homies, like, you guys want to rent the front space? It's about 2,000 square foot. I'll rent it out to you guys for like 2,500. You guys want to take it? And just, there's so many issues. Someone was trying to do a recording studio there, but we tried putting the speaker in the warehouse to see if it'll counter. It did. It just, no matter what, it wasn't working. But at the same time, I didn't want to let it go. I didn't want to give it to somebody else because the potential was there. And I didn't want to bitch out. I wanted to go all in. So I followed the words of John and Jose, and I decided to go all in. Thankfully, my partner, my girl, she was always in on it. She never showed any signs of being scared. I don't know how. I was just in panic mode, just kind of like, man, like, okay, if you guys believe in this, like, let's do it. So from there, we started building the inside of the mini mart. And then when the inside of the mini mart was done, it wasn't doing as good. It was just kind of, it was okay, but it wasn't like a hitter. The studio wasn't booked as much. We were probably reaching just the $7,000 mark because the other studio was helping cover that, and then whatever it was booking. So it wasn't doing as great. The strip club wasn't done yet. The casino wasn't done yet. And before the casino at that moment, sorry, so we're gonna start before the casino. It was a bedroom set. So once the mini mart got done and I went into the front space, which was empty, we started building the strip club. When we released the strip club, that one it caused noise. It did good, okay, but it didn't do good right away. It took some time. It took about a month. I was thinking like, man, I thought it was gonna be a hitter, and now I'm just questioning everything because again, money's going. Once the strip club went in and the bedroom set, I think we're probably like at $80,000 in, and I'm just like, dude, I still have so much things to do in the back. Like, what's gonna happen? So once the strip club got set along with the bedroom set, we started making a little bit of profit. Thankfully, things started to finally show some light. After the darkness, of course, we painted the whole studio dark, so it just got really dark real fast. But now we started seeing light. I started seeing light. I started seeing, okay, it's getting booked now in the front. So while the front was getting booked, I was like, okay, what else can we do in the back? Because the mini mart's not doing good. Should I squash it? Should I break it down? Should I do a different set? What should I do? I was kind of questioning. I was just trying to see, like, what can I do? And I remember just something just sparked in my head. And by the way, this whole studio, none of it was, I didn't have any idea as far as what sets I was going to build. I just went into it raw, believing in the studio because of the way the layout was built. So I just believed in it. So after looking at the mini mart, I was like, you know what? Let's make it an outdoor corner, like liquor store, like, because you just can't shoot in those type of places. First of all, lighting won't be controlled. And then secondly, it's not something that people want to shoot in because, you know, things happen in the corner of liquor stores. So I remember when I did that, the studio blew the hell up and everything changed. My life changed. I can't tell you how excited I was, how thankful I was that I didn't give up. Everything just changed from that moment on. And then from there, we also released the money room, right? Which nothing was done at that time. My inspiration from that money room, I don't take, full credit for it because the music video that I found it from was Scare Money Don't Make Money by J. Cole. And I think it was, forgot the other artist, but that was my inspiration. And I remember buying a lot of prop money for the first studio because I was trying to do something with money, but I didn't want money on the wall. It's already been done. So I was like, what can I do different? When I saw it, I was like, that's the one. And then I put that up in the multi-set studio and boom, it blew up even more. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, this is crazy. And now everything's working, and then everything's getting booked all day, 12-hour days, 8-hour days, big productions. Things are just passing by. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like, like I remember crying one day of happiness, like everything finally worked out. And it was a moment of, I guess, satisfaction and thankful to God for what happened and for giving me the energy to not give up on myself, to having the two right people in that moment to push me to keep going, having a partner that always by my side. She was never negative, always pushed. It was a moment in my life where I will always remember that little moment where sitting down right when you enter like the strip club, just sitting down right there, kind of like really sad. I think I probably shed a tear, I'm not gonna lie. And crying like everything just finally worked out, from someone walking out on me on the investment part. It was the darkest moments of my life, just so much, uncertainty, making so much money to just throw it down. Like, I was really debating, should I get a house? But I'm a big believer in having assets pay for your properties or pay for anything, right? I don't want to own a house that I have to pay for. I would like to have a business pay for the house. I technically want to live free, right, from having a business. And I've always had that mindset. So, when I got that second studio and it wasn't going right, I was like, I should have gotten a house. I was just, just kind of with all over the place mindset-wise. But everything worked out. I got the house, got the studios, about to get a new studio. That studio changed my life. When they say big risk comes with a big reward. That's what this was. I will not encourage it to anybody. I will tell everyone at least to go with a game plan. I had no game plan. I just believed and I had a vision because I don't know. It's just, I'm a big believer in making sets that just, I don't know. I just don't know, man. I just know everything changed for me. And, you know, what the moral of this video and why I'm making it, guys, is if you see something and you have a vision, stick with it. Do not give up. As much as you want to give up, don't give up. Keep pushing. Just don't stop. Don't quit. Figure things out. Find ways. You know, I was working a lot of jobs while trying to build the studio. It was a crazy moment. And to honestly shout out to my close homies because they stood by my side and they really helped me execute and get that done. But without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And it starts with the group of people you surround yourself with. Your partner, she has to believe and she has to understand the sacrifice that you're gonna do. I mean, if you had a girl and you told her, hey, the 100,000 we have in our bank account, we're about to go drop this on a studio. A lot of girls will not let you do that. They're gonna be like, no, we're gonna get a house, or they're gonna want this standard lifestyle. But the fact that she allowed me to do that, now she has a big house and now she has dogs and she's living good. But it's because she believed and she deserves that. So you gotta have a strong partner. You gotta have a strong group of friends that are gonna push you, that are, you know, gonna have that positive mindset, because there's a lot of times, no matter how much of an entrepreneur you're gonna be, you're always gonna have that doubt. No matter what you do, you're always gonna have some doubts going into something, because everything's a risk. But I'd rather try my hardest than to never know, because I bitched out and I was scared to take a leap into it. So that is what I'm trying to tell you guys. But you have to be self-aware. But if there's something you guys want to do it. Be self-aware. You cannot just say, I'm going to do it and be blindsided and be delusional. That's the one reason why you won't succeed. If you succeed, it's because you were aware of everything and you believed and you had the right intentions, and God will be with you every step of the way. No matter how dark it gets, no matter how hard it gets, trust me, trust yourself and stick through it. And again, with the right team, you will get there. So hopefully this story can motivate you guys on anything you guys want to go in the next future, in the next career, or whether that be filmmaking and you guys are wondering like, man, I want to invest to this, but you're undecided. If I spent 100,000, which is kind of stupid to think about it, but I spent that into an investment, you guys can do the same with anything else in life. You know, it doesn't have to be film photo studios. It could be something else, but just believe in it. Do not cheap out, by the way. I didn't cheap out at all. I went all in. I even grabbed money out of my own pocket to fund for the studio. So it was probably a little bit over 100,000, but I wanted to make sure it was done right. And when it's done right, you don't have to put another dollar into it. Yeah, you have to put money in as far as maintenance and stuff. But when it comes to the sets, as long as you build it right, these things will go on for at least a year, 2, 3. And you can make minor changes, but you don't have to make heavy changes, because it's such a good studio and you built it right. And now you're seeing all the success come after. So yeah, this is just one of those, and that's pretty much it. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.